Hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here. We have got Miss Chopscotch on the portal. She was lucky introduction number 13. Getting geared up for Halloween here, as I routinely do with our Skylanders characters. That said, what we're going to do now, as I mentioned in the previous video, we are going to introduce her Alt-Deco counterpart, Candy-Coated Chopscotch. If you haven't seen this chick, she is this year's Halloween Skylander. I gotta say, I think she looks pretty good. SkylanderClub.com, click on the polls forum, and you can vote in the poll as to whether you prefer the aesthetics of standard Chopscotch, as you currently see in the game, or Candy-Coated Chopscotch, as you are about to see in the game. Again, it is based solely on aesthetics, nothing else. There's really not too much terrible different about them. Or is there? Legendary tri-tip. In addition to having stat increases, which we've seen in the past, armor, speed, so on and so forth, critical hits, he had 2 out of those 4 covered, right? But the thing that concerns me is he did increased damage over standard tri-tip. So, that's a legendary. I haven't gotten to check the darks. We're going to introduce Wolfgang and Dark Wolfgang next. Question now, as a standard Alt-Deco, just Alt-Deco, literally, with Candy-Coated Chopscotch, will she or won't she have superior stats and superior attack damage? I can't wait to find out. That's why she is going on the portal.
Jump till you drop.
Oh, she looks really good in game.
This ghoul is here to take your Imaginators to school.
Okay, and note, just like we saw with Legendary Tri-Tip, the characters did not stack. They actually count as a standalone character, which is pretty cool. So, there we go. We'll have to remember to do her chest. Wait a minute. Wait, okay. Same thing. Let me actually... I thought I'd already done this. Did I not? I guess I did not. Okay. I'm coming in here. I'm copying my entire spreadsheet of this. Oh, I know why I didn't do it. Okay. Smash, smash, smash. Alright, so I thought her health, for some reason, I remembered standard Chopscotch as having 300 health. She had 310. So, Candy-Coated looks really good, in my opinion. A little brighter color scheme, I have to say. And again, fairly quick, as you would expect. Let's go ahead and do hers a little different. We're going to come in her primer. Her axe looks to have a gold tinge, doesn't it? Primary attack, chop, chop, chop. Looks like that. And you go 1, 2, 3. Attack damage with standard, 28 to 42. First hit. Second hit, 28 to 42. Third hit, 78 to 117. That's right, we're going for it. Do we see 28 here? What are your bets? Place them now. Time is running out. 3, 2, 1, chopping time. Oh, it's the same. All that build up. Well, if you guess the same, you are correct. Now, realistically, I can slaughter this guy. I mean, she goes way quicker, but that is the same attack damage. 28, 28, 78, respectively. Secondary attack, we can only assume it will be 21 to 32 5 times. That is correct. A little bit more instance of crits, I would say. We have not checked her stats yet. I thought... and this is the reason we did the attack damage first. I thought if it wasn't the case, I thought that the stats would be more likely to be increased than the attack damage. So, as best we know right now, legendaries are the only ones that get that. But again, we will check Dark Wolfgang versus Standard Wolfgang in our next series of intros. Why am I bringing another dummy? We've looked at the primary, we've looked at the secondary. Well, she's got a jump attack, friends. And assuming the numbers are the same, it's going to deliver 56 standard, 84 critical. Oh, which is pretty salty, and I really like the aesthetics of it. One minor complaint I will make here. The axe, when it hits the ground, you see that like purple fracture? That looks great with standard Chopscotch because, she's kind of got like the purple theme going on. I sort of wish Candy-Coated Chopscotch had like a black and an orange scheme when she hits the ground. I know I'm nitpicking, but I played this game. I played it for 5 years. I sort of, I try to hold it to a high standard, maybe more so than some other people. But just picture like if that instead of being purple, if it was like orange and black, like her skull. I think aesthetically it would be a little bit more pleasing. So, anyway, now this is the real moment of truth. Will she or won't she have better statistics, attack, armor, speed, and luck? Place your bets now. 3, 2, 1, stat time.
An apple a day keeps the stats saying, hey!
That was strange. Sadly, no. Attack 12, armor 8, speed 15, luck 4. Exactly the same as Chopscotch. So, right now, Legendary is looking pretty good. Again, we'll have to check and see what the Darks get or don't get. But for the straight-up Alt-Deco here, you basically get everything you love about Chopscotch, the same across the board, but you have the different aesthetics. I gotta say, I'm kind of partial to this look. I mean, the green eyes, the orange and the black, the green bony tail, which we got that name correct. Very cool. Now, something that'll be interesting. We saw this with Legendary Tri-Tip, the Imaginite chest that we get with each character since they do register standalone. It was a duplicate part, so it doubled the stat. Like, I think her bony tail was plus 50 luck, right? So assuming this is the same bony tail, it should be plus 100. But she's not a legendary, she's an Alt-Deco, so will we get the green bony tail? I'm thinking no. I'm thinking it'll just be an exact duplicate, and we'll just get the stat buff there. And I say that because of the color schemes you can apply to said Imaginators. But again, SkylanderClub.com, I've got a section dedicated to polls, and one of the polls is who do you prefer aesthetically, Chopscotch or Candy-Coated? Cast your votes now. Let's have some fun with it, just like old-time poll battles, if you will. That said, let's come in real quick. I'm going to go through these a little quicker than we usually do, just because we just did them with Chopscotch, and I assume you watched the video. Chop, chop, chop is the primary. Press X to chop things up with a spooky axe. 2842, 2842, 78, 117 respectively. Jump attack 56 to 84, and a sweet animation. Spin to win is the secondary attack. Press B to spin your axe around and knock enemies back. 21 to 32, 5 times. Knockback isn't quite as exaggerated as you would think. It's actually very subtle, especially compared to some other knockback we have seen. Really, even Taekwon Crow throwing the shurikens, which I guess that's more of like just a keeping them in place thing, but it's not an exaggerated deal. Lose your head, press Y to throw your head at enemies. Knock it up. Enemies hit with spin to win the secondary attack. Get knocked up in the air. Sharpened blade, chop, chop, chop. Does more damage. I would assume that should apply to our jump attack too, which is exciting. And lastly, 2 heads are better than 1. Hold Y to create a head minion helper. Again, head minion helper. See how that works? Top path, which is largely primary. Press X while jumping to attract enemies to your axe by a jump attract. Charge up axe, hold X to charge up a massive axe chop. And lastly, hit a head with a charge up axe to blow it up. That kind of crosses over to the tertiary, primary tertiary combo hybrid, whatever you want to call it. Bottom path that you would think is like, hey, this is going to be secondary and tertiary, right? No, it's primary. It's crazy. I know. So you got choices, and they're all axe related. Axe Frenzy is up first on the bottom path. Hold X to create a trail of pain that does damage to enemies. Long trails, you get longer trails. And exploding trails, if you hit it with a jump, you get exploding trails. So, Soul Gem, which is found in Mushroom River, Chapter 2, Level 2. Hopscotch, press Y while jumping for a game of hopscotch and a temporary speed increase. And the Smasher Shrine can be found in the Sky Fortress. Basically, we're going to get to drop exploding heads around our foes, and that sounds pretty amazing. Not gonna lie, very undead-like as well. So, I think we've covered everything there except the background story and slogan. So, actually, we will. Let's see here. I'm going to say some numbers, and you try to remember them. 250, 160, 310, and 80. Do you remember them? I hope you do, because I may not. 250, 160, 310, and 80. 250, 110, 360, and 80? Was that what we said? Correct me. 250, 160, 310, and 80. Okay, on the website, they have the old standby stats, power, 250 of 350, defense or armor, 160 of 350, speed, agility, 310 of 350, luck, 80 of 350. Exactly the same as her standard counterpart, which I guess it should be, based on what we've seen here. That said, let's try to spook up. See what I did there? Not reset. Wrong button. Let's try to spook up her background story a bit, shall we? You know, I wish on these screens you could, like, not only rotate, but, like, get up and down angles of the characters. Maybe even, you know, take pictures there. And what's crazy to me, she pulls her eyes out, and that doesn't seem to be an attack anywhere. We'll have to wait and see, but I mean... And it's always that eye, too. I don't know. Guess because her... Well, who knows, anyway. The only thing that ever mattered to Candy-Coated Chopscotch was mastering her weapon of choice, the giant axe, and eating candy corn, while rocking out to her favorite musical idol, Wolfgang. It never bothered her that she was short in stature, or that all the other ghouls in the underworld laughed at the way she spoke in rhymes as she made up her own lyrics to Wolfgang's guitar jams and ate candy corn. So when Wolfgang joined the villainous Doom Raiders, she was devastated. But instead of letting it destroy her, she ate a lot of candy corn and wait. She ate a lot of candy corn and chose to put her axe skills to good use and fought Wolfgang and his moon goons while they attempted to curse her entire town and take its candy corn during an evil concert. Her willingness to stand up to her longtime hero came as a surprise to everyone, and soon all of the villagers were speaking in rhymes in her honor. Soon after, she met Master Yan, who was so impressed at her fighting abilities and positive outlook that he gave her candy corn and recruited her as the sensei for the Smasher class. Now she teaches new Skylanders how to fight, how to rhyme, and how to eat copious amounts of candy corn. There we go. Cheesy, candy corny, you bet. I would do what I can. Alright, so main thing here I want you to take away from this, in this area here, this is like she would be if we were in game or a battle arena. She's pretty nimble. Again, you might not expect that, being short in stature and having a giant axe, but pleasantly surprised by what we see here. So, we will in fact exit. I will yawn, and we will wait on this title slide. 20 creation items in a platinum chest with 7 ultimates guaranteed. Seemed a little bit longer. Anyway, let's open up the Imaginite chest. I'm guessing it will be a bony tail, just like we got with standard Chopscotch, and we'll just double the stats, but let's find out. Gift from Candy-Coated Chopscotch. Ultimate.
New headgear.
It's not really new if it's a duplicate. You know, not to nitpick. Okay, now I said doubled stats. That was apparently wrong. It is the bony tail. It is the same color scheme, which again I think we should be able to adjust to this cool green color. But previously with standard Chopscotch, it was plus 50 luck. Now they've just tacked on an additional 10. So if you got candy coated in first, say you bought her right now, you're kind of on a budget, and then Black Friday or in the springtime or the next big sale, you go in and get yourself standard Chopscotch and put her on, you're probably going to do the same plus 10. Wind up with a bony tail, which is kind of a cool piece, going for 60 luck. So, there we go, and since she's kind of a dark color scheme here, let's actually run all the way down here. See how quick she is here? It's kind of exaggerated, but very, very cool, I have to say. I just wanted to see her sort of like in a darker area, not super well lit. Dun, 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 dun. I hope Flynn won't talk to us. Flirted with disaster and lost yet again. Alright, so let's take a look at these attacks. Pretty impressive looking down here, aren't they? And last but not least, our jump attack. Tell me, do you agree or disagree with me? When we do this and pound the ground, would you like it better if that fault line was in fact orange and black? I would. But that said, let's go hashtag candy corn. I know we've done that before. We're going to do it again. We're going to get as much candy corn as we can while we think it's fresh. The rest of the year, you just have to sit there, and I know what you do. You pass through the grocery store, you go down the candy aisle, and you look around trying to find out what you want, and then you see candy corn, and you stop, and you think, hey, it's May. Is that like fresh? Do they make that year-round, or is it left over from last year? And no one really knows. No one really knows. That said, that's why, if possible, it's always best to get candy corn around Halloween, because then it's at least most likely to have been a fresh batch. Expiration dates mean nothing in terms of freshness. I mean, that stuff probably lasts. It's probably like a Twinkie, in all honesty. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with candy corn? It's like, what is it, a bundle of high fructose corn syrup and food coloring? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, more importantly, you enjoy Candy-Coated Chopscotch. Again, if you were somehow oblivious to this, if you didn't see my unboxing, this is her. This is our Halloween Skylander for Imaginators. She looks amazing in game. She looks really good in person. Exact same statistics, exact same attack damage. That kind of makes my life a little easier, in all honesty. Otherwise, I guess I would have had to take in both pass with both characters. Don't have to do that anymore. But she does look pretty good, and again, I want to know your thoughts. You can leave your opinions here as well, but please vote in the poll. It is free. It costs you nothing. I run the forum. It's just little old me. It's just like when I had them on my blog. Only issue is this is a more consistent deal, and it's not going to get 3,000 votes like we did in our poll battles, and then Blogger's going to go and delete half of them. If we get 3,000 votes between Candy-Coated and Standard Chopscotch, they're all going to stay there. So that's a cool deal. One of the perks to what I set up on the forum there. That said, I'm going to quit rambling. Our next intros are going to be Wolfgang and Dark Wolfgang. Cannot wait to see if there is any difference between the stats and attack damage with the Dark characters, or if that is going to be exclusive to the Legendaries at this point in time. So I'm very excited about that. If you're excited about that, that means you must be a Skylander fanatic, and you would be right at home on the aforementioned Skylander Club forum, SkylanderClub.com. I also encourage you to check out my personal site, oneofwisdom.com. And if for some reason you are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you will stay up with all the latest. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Again, I believe I am probably the only person doing Skylander videos that is not in a partnership. I'm not with one of the big organizations. I'm not with one of the small organizations. I'm not with the crazy people from India and Korea and all the other foreign countries that email. I'm just me, and I get cross-promoted over all the time. So if you really want to help me out, subscribe, spread the word on the channel, tell your friends, make alt accounts, make your parents subscribe to me, make your kids subscribe to me, make grandma subscribe to me. That's how you can help me out, and how I, in turn, thank you. I know you don't hear that very often from a YouTuber, right? They usually just want your money and you to put thumbs up on their videos and whatnot. Wall of Wisdom, that's where the hashtag candy corn comment will go. It will get you a brick in the Wall of Wisdom. That is a community build. You control how big it gets, how tall it is, how long it goes, how wide it'll be, and more importantly for you as the end user and viewer, it's basically an in-game shout-out. And barring a creeper or an enderman or some catastrophic event, it's basically going to be there forever. So, take advantage of that. If you're curious about it, I've got links down below. And I encourage you to check out One of Wisdom Plays Minecraft, as well as Mind Logic Season 2, which is currently going down. A new episode of that was released earlier today. That said, thanks so much for watching. She looks so fast here at the map, just because of her short little lower legs there. But that said, I hope y'all enjoy. I hope you pick up Candy Corn Chopscotch. Again, parents, aunts, uncles, kids. If you got a Skylander fanatic and you're like, man, I don't really want to give somebody... the deal with me, I've been trying to find those Butterfinger skull cups for so long. I've seen the ads, I've seen commercials for them. I can't find them anywhere. Not the grocery store, not Target, not convenience stores. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they even really exist. Maybe I'm in like the Bernstein Bear dimension. I don't know, but I cannot find them. If you're in a situation where you're like, I don't really want to give them candy this year, I want to do something cool, pick up Candy-Coated Chopscotch and be a hero. That makes a way better gift than candy corn. That said, I will quit rambling. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch y'all back here for the next thrilling introduction or more Skylanders research, so stay tuned for that.